What's up everyone? It is the one and only SGC Bush here, back with another video. Today we're going to be interviewing DGA Grunt, the current military leader of DGA. How's it going, Grunt?
Hello, Bush. It is very nice to be here. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me onto your channel.
You're very welcome. Today we're going to be starting off with your clan history on Halo. When did you first join the Halo clan community?
I first joined the Halo clan community in 2011.
Wow.
Basically, um, for a while, all I did was just, try to get huge lobbies for fun customs with a bunch of my. I was just 11 at this time, and one of my friends, Wolfabus and Sneaky Ninja, recruited me to a clan because they were trying to get recruits to get a promotion to this clan called TCL, the Cursed Legends, which was led by X Insane Legacy and Blaze, and then some numbers at the end of his name. But
So was that the first clan you joined then?
yes, yes, that was the first clan I joined.
Okay, cool. And how long did you stay in that clan?
I stayed in that clan for about 3 to 4 months.
Oh, a lot of dedication for your first clan.
Yeah, it was my very first clan. I came to, it was funny. Every single clan I had joined, I realized there was somehow DGA had always affected any clan I'd ever joined, because I found out later that TCL was actually a clan that was rebelling against DGA at the time that I joined, and it was an interesting clan experience. I joined the Air Force. I was there. I learned from this guy named Rage Vortex. Taught me the value of recruiting. And leading members. I was able to have a good, well balanced teaching. Basically, I had terrible leaders in the clan that were in there for greed, ambition, power, and then there were also other leaders in the clan that were in there to just be around people, just have a good time and teach people things. And I learned from both spectrums, and I guess made me a well-rounded leader for the clan.
Right.
But I ended up leaving though after 3 to 4 months, because I mean, the clan had a lot of internal conflicts, and I was a brigadier general when I left in the Air Force.
Wow. How many clans have you been in, and what's the longest time you've been in a clan for?
I've been in probably 10 clans.
Wow. That's
I mean,
not a lot. I mean, over 7 years, nearly 8 years here.
yeah, I never really joined a whole lot of clans after DGA.
Right. So how long have you served in DGA for, like, combined?
I have probably 5 to 6 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. I mean, all to one clan.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely put in a lot of dedication and time into this clan.
Yeah. So who got you into DGA?
Okay, so at one point in the community, this is a very long story. I was leading this clan called TBF, the Bloody Foreigners. It was, basically I was just roaming around on matchmaking, and this clan leader that was in charge of this clan called Nexus, named Ghost Protocol 24, he invited me to a game and said, "Hey, are you a clan leader?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Yeah, okay, great. I'm looking for clans to invite to this coalition meeting." I'm like, "Oh, okay, great." And so I join this game with all these clans I've never even heard about. I see this clan, like this guy named Destroyer. He led this clan called the 405th. And then I saw this guy named John S117, like that was leading this clan called UGN. And then I saw some guy in there named Dr. Dre, that was, or X Dr. Dre X, who was leading a clan called 99th Regiment.
Oh, I remember him.
And all these were like new clan leaders who had just gotten their clans up. They didn't really make a name for themselves yet, and of course many other clans in there. Um, but at the time, of course all these are like big names now. Oh, and but at the time they were just regular clans.
Right.
But I joined this coalition meeting, and they said, "All right, everybody here's a clan leader. We need to talk about a very serious issue. Basically, everybody in this game friend each other because we're gonna meet again." And this was leader of 405th talking alongside leader of UGN. They said, "All right, so us as a community, we need to decide what the best course of action is. I want everybody to go to the right side of the room if we should all go to war against the Sangheili community. And I want everybody to go to the left side of the room if we should all declare war on DGA." And I'm thinking, well, I don't really know this DGA clan, so I just went to the Sangheili community side, and I was the only one there. Everybody went to the declare war on DGA side, and I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm in the wrong side of the room. But after the meeting, I friended a lot of clan leaders. I definitely got to know the leader of 99th Regiment. He had a very interesting leading style. I joined a few of his games, and I don't know. He never really, from what I saw, he never really gave up on his members. He even when there's just absolute terrible members that you just want to get out of your clan immediately, he just kept them in. And he worked on them. He was a very dedicated leader. And of course, a lot of leaders around that time were very good. But so I spent a lot of time with the coalition, got to know more clans, and eventually, I finally meet a member of DGA after like a week of being in this coalition, hearing all these clans say it. Basically, I've been hearing all these things about DGA from all these clans, such as UUF, UGN, and League of Nations as well, which was led by Islayer at the time. And I was just hearing all these nasty things about the clan, saying, "Oh, we gotta take down this clan. This clan's gonna swallow up the community," or, "Oh, the leader is corrupt. He's a tyrant. We have to take him out." And I'm like, "Oh well, this clan sounds pretty bad." And so I finally meet my first DGA member, and his name was Wagner 501. He was the head of military for the DGA Marines at the time, and his second in command was DGA Calypso. And so I joined this lobby where all these clan leaders are just absolutely dogging on this DGA member. And everybody ends up leaving, and it's just me and the DGA member. And I'm saying, "Hey, tell me about your clan, because I'm hearing all these things about your clan, and I want to know what's going on." And we talk, and we talk. He tells me about, honestly, when I was talking to him, he seemed like he was very weathered down. Like he had to deal with just so many issues. And basically, I got talking. I started talking to more members of DGA, and eventually I met DGA Truth, and he was, the very first time I met him, the guy who brought me into the party said, "Hey, despite what you may think, I want you to say yes, ma'am, whenever you're referring to Truth." I'm like, "Why?" He said, "Because Truth is a female." I'm like, "Okay." So, and and I mean, I just went with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I joined the party. The first time I ever met him, he said, "Hey, who's this? Is this a recruit?" He says, "Oh no, it's a clan leader that once said talk to you." He's like, "Oh well, what does he want?" And I said, and then I introduced myself as leader TBF and Truth. I don't know. I felt a connection with Truth. You know, I mean,
It was love at first
him
sight.
and I. Oh no. Like him and him and I spoke. I mean, he basically because you know, I really wanted to know what was going on. I mean, I saw that so many clans were up against DGA, and I didn't know why.
So you wanted to
And
get to the bottom of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so and then I talk to Truth, and he tells me about his clan, and I see the members, and I see all the members are just very good, loyal, dedicated members. And I'm like, all right, well, this clan's not really that bad. I've gotten to know the leaders, and it seems like a fine clan to me. And so the next coalition meeting I go into, I sit down, and then immediately I'm assassinated by the clan leader of the Sangheili clan, and then my general is assassinated by the leader of UAF. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? He said, oh yeah, you guys are traitors to the coalition. You're with DGA. I'm like, no, we're not. But, and, you know, it's funny. I got kicked from the game. But during the coalition meeting, there was this guy named Drekthar Badal. And
Mm-hmm.
his gamer tag now is Commando Marius, I think. He was saying, he was saying how he was in charge of a rebel faction in DGA that was, working to take down the clan. And then also Kingswell was there, who was the current leader of Imperium. He was apparently I think he was there supporting DGA because afterwards I joined a party and I saw Drekthar Vidal and Kingswell, and they were both talking to Truth. And Drekthar was like, "Oh yeah, I was only there to gain information on the coalition." And Kingswell said, "Yeah, honestly, most of the clans in there are stupid, and I support DGA." So I'm like, "Okay." So that was the first time I met Kingswell. I didn't really know who he was. I didn't really know what Imperium was at the time. And so eventually, since my clan was kicked out of the coalition, I had no idea that I was a part of, my clan was in the middle of the biggest. I mean, at this time during Reach, it was probably around 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no idea this was like the biggest event at that time that was going on at Reach. I thought we were just kind of like a sideshow, but basically, I ended up getting to the bottom of what was going on. Basically, there was these three clans: DGA, IWN, and NATO. They both had their own little alliance, and apparently they were picking off a lot of clans in the community, you know, recruiting their members, destroying clans, and the whole community, military unity, and whatever else, they all formed a coalition against these three clans to take them down and destroy them so they wouldn't keep hurting the community. Because around this time, a lot of clans were trying to make it to where there weren't so many wars, you know? Because that's just the way it was back then. And so basically, TBF became the fourth clan. And basically, you know, I had a sit down with Bloody Aftermath, the leader of IWN, and DJ Truth, along with Wagner 501 and DJ Calypso, and UN Dovahking, who was the leader of national security. And the leader of NATO, the leader of NATO was just NATO director, was his gamer tag. And basically, Truth was giving orders to the clan leader saying, hey, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do. If we're going to win this war, if our clans are going to survive this is what needs to happen. Basically, my clan was assigned to Nexus and some other clan to fight in the war. And then that's all I know from my point of view. And so I basically, when we were against Nexus, who was leading, it was led by Ghost Protocol. My clan just got stomped. I mean, it was bad. My clan, we had a lot of spies sent into TBF. I mean, my clan, it was very small. I mean, we filled lobbies, but back then, it like, if you could fill a full lobby, you were an average clan.
Right.
And I had average leadership. I mean, nothing compared to all these other clans. And so my clan ended up ending, and I merged into DGA. And of course, as the course of the war went down, NATO switched over, and IWN ended. And it was this DGA against the entire community. And during this time, I was a warrant officer in DGA. And the clan, I mean, on the outside, the clan looked really good. But once you got to the inside, I mean, it was just a mess. But you would expect as much from a clan that's probably like 1/4 of all of its lobbies were just filled with spies from other clans. Mm-hmm. And just so many leaders just trying to grab power all the time, and especially in the military. And the competitive members joining the game and talking trash to everybody, and the national security members always trying to control all the movements of the military. Just three powers at work did not help the clan at all. Especially DGA Truth, who was very stressed out. I mean, eventually, as everything winded down, Wagner 501, he ended up leaving, and he took like half the military with him. The leader of national security left, and national security was messed up. And of course DJ Calypso stepped up, and then his second in command was MC47, and then the clan ended like.
So was that in your opinion, was that the greatest downfall of DGA, or the greatest ending of the clan? Because that seems pretty serious.
Yeah, DGA of course restarted after that, but that was at the height of DGA's power. DGA would never get any more powerful than it was in 2013. In 2013, if you were around, all clans talked about was DGA. But after that, DGA of course was still around, but it was just just one of the it was a military clan.
Right.
And then I built up my my career in DGA, and I just stayed loyal to the clan.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And
what's funny is that
I used to always bag on you for always restarting TGA, but now that I know all the history involved with it, now I know that you're true to DGA, and that's pretty much all you'll ever be loyal to.
Yeah. I have to say, DGA Truth, as much shit as he gets, he set up a perfect structure for his clan. And of course, the structure relied on the leaders being completely true to, the rules, regulations, and just how the clan goes. Basically, the way Truth set it up was, the DGA legacy would, of course, control the clan, because of course, it wasn't always like that because when Eye Slayer and Eye Tiger were in the clan, Truth created the DGA Legacy as this loyalist group to keep him in charge of the clan instead of anybody else. And so now it's like you have to be a Legacy member if you want to be an officer. And the Legacy controls DGA. Basically, whoever's the next in line, whoever's the next oldest Legacy member that's in DGA is leader. And it goes down and down, and so on and so forth. And right now, um, it's I guess I hold the mantle right now.
Right. Did you do you still have legacy meetings?
Yeah, we try to have as many as we can with the Legacy members that we still have.
Right.
During Legacy meetings, we discuss certain leaders in DGA that may have not been Legacy members. We, you know, tell them the history of certain DGA officers that made a difference in the clan. We go over the history of some generations, and then that's pretty much it.
So
Just
does the legacy
informing.
still control the clan, or is it up to you?
Yes. Um, it's. I mean, yeah. I mean, it basically is just whoever's next in line. I mean, right now, I control the clan.
Right. Wow. That is a enormous amount of history right there. Where do you think you'd be if you didn't join DGA?
Man,
I mean, did they really have that
if I did
much
not,
of an impact on you? Yeah.
I mean, it's just. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just the way I joined DGA and the path that I took
Mhm.
joining DGA. I mean, just completely cemented me into the clan. Because I mean, I've just I met DGA just by hearing all this trash about the clan, by hearing all this slander, and when I wanted to meet the clan, I met so many leaders. I mean, it was just a huge journey just getting to the clan itself
Right.
instead of usually just message one of the leaders asking him to join. Just the journey and meeting the clan itself, and then being in that clan during its time of crisis, just basically like cemented me in it.
Right. Right. Wow. So what do you remember from the community back in the day?
Well, the community was huge. I mean, like I said before, if you wanted to be considered an average clan, you had to at least fill a lobby. Maybe even like you were considered like a lesson or just like a regular clan, pretty much. I mean, I do remember that. Of course, there was the whole Halo Reach community, but there was an inner community, which was basically all of them, because all the major clans from every single community would just do all their stuff, and then everybody else was just kind of on the outside. So it was basically just the inner community back then.
Hmm.
But now it's just, I mean, nowadays it's just whoever's around.
Nowadays, I feel like there's
But
no inner circle. I feel like, I mean, even so that SGC and DGA came back, SGC isn't really heard of, uh, compared to DGA, and even still, I feel like it's a bunch of small little clans everywhere.
yeah, and I mean, there's so many small little clans, and there's so few people. What I believe is that, I mean, not only because the game's old, but people will just keep living in the past. People keep trying to revive things that should have been dead a long time ago. And of course, me saying that, leading an old clan, sounds hypocritical, but a lot of people hang on to things that can no longer exist and will never exist. Therefore, since they're living in the past, they can no longer move on and move forward to create a future for the community. I mean, old clans, I mean, it's good to have old clans. You can learn from some of the leaders that have been around in the community for a while. I mean, a lot of old clans have history, influence, but there's a difference between having old clans on Reach and having dead clans on Reach. Basically, people just revive the dead carcass of some, like such as the United Nations or Exodus or UUF. You know,
Hmm.
20th generation leadership for most of those clans. And I mean, basically, just the main issue is people just living in the past. Too many people live in the past, keep trying to live in the past, which is impossible. You need to see the community how it is and learn how to navigate its current state.
That's very true. I feel like you should be quoted for that. uh, so, how would you compare the present day community to the one back in 2011?
Um, the community back in 2011 was huge. I mean, there were a lot of big names. Um, basically, I mean, I don't know. I mean, here's what I will say. There is almost no difference between the 2011 community and this community, except for there's just less people. I mean, the clans haven't changed. The clans' goals haven't ever changed. I mean, people start clans on Reach to get big, get members. They either want to make their clan the best or just be a clan in general. I mean, the goal of all the clans here have never changed. I mean, the clans here are pretty much the same as the clans back then. It's just, I mean, they're smaller, or like I said, they try to piggyback on the legacy of the ones that used to exist.
Right, or different people
But
in
I mean,
general.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. In your opinion, are there any major powers left on Reach?
You know, it's a funny thing that I mean, right now the Halo Reach community is like a huge mystery because I mean, I was talking to Sentry Echelon the other day, and I was talking to Austin 064, and I mean, they could, and there's people who could just start a clan, an old clan, and in the snap of a finger get a whole lot of members. I mean, our clans are considered, I guess, the biggest and most powerful clans on Reach, and we've only been here for a couple weeks compared to others who've been up here for months. I mean, honestly, it's whoever holds a torch right now. I mean, whoever has the big clan, I guess. I mean, anybody. I mean, the community. I mean, you and I, in just 2 weeks, I think we brought like close to 100 people back to Reach. I mean, that's really good. But I mean, yeah, I would consider just our clans.
Yeah. So, is there anything? Because a lot of people say, and this is coming from people on Halo 5 that moved on. You're talking about people stuck in the past, and everyone should move on to the future. So, to the clans that moved on to Halo 5, and kind of talk down to everybody else who went back to Reach, is there anything you want to say to those people?
Well, the way just Halo 5 is formatted, I mean, no Reach clan can switch over to Halo 5 and be the same. I mean, I'm not just saying if you were saying Halo clan, just the way Halo 5 is set up, and just by me seeing clans that were on Reach go over to Halo 5, such as Exodus, Navcom, or UGN. I mean, that the game is only meant to support competitive clans. I mean, if you're on there, your clan is either going to become a competitive clan, or it's going to rot from the inside. That is all Halo 5 is good for. Is if you wanna lead that kind of clan, that's pretty much what you're going to have to turn into. And I mean, Halo Reach, it doesn't really force you to change. I mean, it's just the way the game's set up. It kind of makes it to where you have to be that. I mean, honestly, I mean, here's the deal. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of people have gotten older, and a lot of years has passed, and the same people who were influential back then some are still around, and a lot of people who talk trash now are just people who are too old and can no longer take the game seriously because of their age. And a huge number of those people have escalated over the years. And now that's all people hear because the people who we all used to listen to and look up to have now turned into those people, which now gives everybody the outlook of, Reach or any other game negatively.
Right. Well, you know what, Grunt? I really wanted to thank you for this because I would have never guessed that there was so much history behind you, DGA. I don't think you've ever told me any of that shit, so that was all very interesting to me, and I hope that it's interesting to our viewers here. And to you guys watching this video here, if you liked the video, of course, give us a like, comment down below what you thought about Grunt and his history and DGA clan lore. And also, if you guys know of anybody who you think should be interviewed, or if you have any questions that you might want to ask that person, let me know also down in the comments. Until next time, guys, knowledge is power, and have a wonderful day.